Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm having some chips and salsa. I'm still hungry. Actually, I just got home from the driving around the. Whoa. Hold on. There we go. Just got done driving the Model Y Performance all day, and I'm exhausted and hungry. So, pardon me for crunching and eating live, but after this, I'm going to bed. So, yeah. Where's everyone coming from this evening or this morning or day? Can everyone hear me? Minneapolis. Oh, here we go. Montreal. Cool. Ireland. Downtown Denver. Australia, mate. Scottsdale. Damn. Now they're flowing in. New Orleans. Geneva. Sydney. Ohio. San Antonio. You know I'm from Austin, right? Chicago. Atlanta. This is just my excuse to shovel in some more food here before I have to talk. New Jersey. What up, New Jersey? So, my Model Y experience, I spent literally, well, not literally, almost all day today. I picked up the Model Y at 10 in the morning, and I went and immediately picked up some breakfast burritos because I didn't have time to eat breakfast before I left my house. And then I drove up to Winter Park and got some epic views, some epic video footage. You guys are gonna love this. It'll be similar to how I did my Audi e-tron video, in that I got some really cool footage, some GoPro footage from outside of the car, but I also placed the car, I parked the car right next to one of the lifts at Winter Park. So I got some real epic shots of the ski resort and some of the runs. So I'm excited about sharing my thoughts about that. I'll talk a little about, I can share a little bit today, but I want to save most of it for the review. The handling is just phenomenal. It felt like my Model S in terms of just maneuverability. I didn't really see very much roll or feel very much roll when I was turning the hairpin turns going up the mountain and down the mountain. I really am impressed with it. The performance version of the Model Y, this is the first time that I've gotten behind the wheel of a performance version. I did a review of the long range one. It's on my channel from, I don't know, maybe a month ago. But the performance just, it is just unending acceleration going up the mountains. It was a 21-inch Uber, is it called Uber turbine wheels? It's a 21-inch ones. Pull up their website. Model Y. My phone is order now. I'm going to the order page. I think they're called Uber turbine. Yeah, Uber turbine wheels. So apparently they're supposed to be more range efficient. And I did actually do a range test today too. So after I came back down the mountain, I drove it east, charged it up at the airport supercharger on the east side of Denver, and then I did a range test. And the interesting thing though, and this is what sort of threw me off, I don't think that this vehicle had the software update to allow the, what is it, 291 miles. When I did a full charge, it only did 276, which is close to the older range at 80, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, and someone's got a performance Model Y. No, the Model Y can't be used. It doesn't have bidirectional power. But really impressed with the Model Y. I think that it's going to sell even well. In fact, I just got off the phone with Vincent Vu, who most of you probably follow him on Twitter. But I was chatting with him on the way home from doing this range test, and we were just talking about the Model Y, and we both agreed that we think that it's going to sell even better than the Model 3. I just think that it's far more practical. It addresses people's needs far better. It sits a little bit higher than the Model 3. There's more space in the Model Y, more headroom, more leg room, and then you've got the hatch. You got tons of storage in the back. I think it's the best vehicle that Tesla sells right now, and I think I think it's going to sell really, really well. I've seen some people on Twitter talk about demand problems, and I'm just not sure where they're getting that. Maybe need to spend a little bit more time trying to understand where that's coming from. But the end of the quarter, last quarter here in Denver, I went to their delivery center, and the thing was packed at the end of the quarter. They delivered so many, and I went back like 2 days later, and it was virtually empty. They had delivered nearly all of their cars. So Model Y, really great car. I can't wait to talk more about it. I got some epic shots. I'm excited about it. I tried to do a little bit different of a feel. So I did some time lapse stuff with the ski resort in the background and the clouds going by. So I'm excited about showing that. I got a busy day tomorrow, so I think I can get to it tomorrow, but it's probably going to be later in the evening by the time I sit down and edit the video. By the way, I've been thinking about hiring a video editor, so if you got the skills and the chops, hit me up on Twitter. And I need to focus on the things that only I can do, and I think that I can outsource the video editing. So, Rivian Capital raise. I don't know if very many of you saw that, but it was super cool. I'm really excited about Rivian. I know I've gotten an opportunity to get to know some of the people at the company, and they're really legit, and far more legit, I think, than Nikola Motors. They're just further along, and I love how they just believe in staying quiet, working on the craft behind the scenes, and then launching stuff. I think people are really going to be impressed with their vehicles once they come out. And the cars are really great. The cars are really, really cool. And I've got a just strange feeling that I don't think they're going to struggle as much with build quality as Tesla has and does. I think right out of the gate, I think they're gonna knock it out of the park. That's just based on my experience seeing these cars, knowing who their executive team is, their board of directors, and they've got a lot of talent from the big three, because they have an office. Their headquarters is in Detroit area. So Rivian IPO. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, but they seem to be generating enough capital private. So I don't know. I bet when they really here's my prediction. I think before they go public, I think that Amazon will acquire them. I think that looks to be pretty appealing, and it fits in line with Amazon's objectives. I could be totally wrong. There's no inside information when I say that. I just think that Amazon seems to show a lot of interest in what Rivian is doing, and they're a very big company with a lot of money, and be a drop in the bucket to acquire Rivian. Allow RJ to continue to run the business, but Rivian be the financier and bring them under the umbrella of Amazon brands. So new S and X charge rate. I just saw this. Like I feel like I missed out on some pretty big news today because I was behind the wheel for most of the day. S and X now have the 250 kilowatt charge rate. So this is coming in an interesting time where we're looking forward to potentially a new Model S, the Plaid Model S. And will we see a refresh of the Model X as well? I hope so. Sales for S and X have been gradually dropping as more people embrace the less expensive Model 3 and Model Y. I'd really love to see those sales reinvigorated, and perhaps bringing these at parity with what Y and 3 have, but hopefully pushing it a little bit further. Not just, I'm not talking specifically about charge rate. I'm just saying the capabilities of the S and X. There are some very unique things about it. The range, of course, exceeds Y and 3. The suspension, I think, is remarkable. It's one of my favorite things about the new S and X. I love how it's adaptive, and I love how smooth it is. But it's exciting to see some of these, some new features come to the S and the X, and hopefully that energizes some sales. So, yeah, our new batteries in the S and X. We're in July now. They want to make an announcement about batteries in September. It's quite possible. It's quite possible. So I'm going to eat some more chips and salsa here. What questions do you have? Happy to answer some questions here. Just under 13 minutes. Let's go for like 20 minutes, unless there are a lot of questions that come in. Yeah, Plaid S on battery to make sense. Seems to be around the time that Elon last mentioned. How many miles do you think the long range Y will shoot for? Long range Y, what do you mean? Do you think tech stocks are in a bubble? Maybe. I saw another question here. Something has changed with S and X hardware. I wonder if it was batteries, cooling, both. Yeah, I mean, could be even more than that. I mean, they certainly improved the efficiency of the electric motor recently. Oh yeah, the single motor Model Y. Yeah, it's a good question in terms of the range. I don't know, but it's going to be affordable, more affordable than the long-range all-wheel drive. Cost reductions due to battery tech that they announced at Battery Day. I don't know. You know, I'm sort of the opinion that their newest battery technology should go in their S and X and premium products like their semi-truck and Roadster first. They're not going to be full-scale production of their own batteries immediately, at least I think. So they need to start small scale. And S and X seem to be the best place to do that because they're only making, you know, between 10 and 15,000 unit quarter versus, Y3, what's that at? Quite a bit larger. What's your take on Q2 earnings? What would be your guess on profit margin, Model Y? It's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. I think that it's going to be a profitable quarter, and I think many may be surprised at how profitable it is, or will be. Yeah, regarding the Mach-E, Mustang Mach-E, and dropping Model Y prices, I think it's a power play on Tesla's part. I'm not really sure why people freak out when Tesla prices. Does it indicate demand issues? Maybe. Maybe it also indicates cost efficiencies. Price target for Tesla in 10 years. Oh my gosh. 10 years seems so far away. Anything could happen in 10 years. Yeah, Chris, margins on units including FCA payments. I'm not sure about that, but it'll be interesting to see how the FCA payments play into profitability. Yeah, Audi going all in on ICE. It was such a weird statement. I didn't read the article, so I'm sure there's more to it than that. But with Europe transitioning to zero emissions, I don't see how someone could say that. Model S Plaid timeline. I think it's one of those things where they announce and it's available to order the day of the announcement. If it's a serious rework of the Model S, if it's just like powertrain, we probably won't hear much about it. But if it's a serious rework of interior, exterior design of the S, we'll probably hear some rumblings of it in August or September with their production line changing. So keep an ear to the ground about that. Real estate market in Denver softening. It's been an intense summer for me. Busier than I can recall. It's possible that it may have been pent-up demand from everyone being locked inside their house for April and May. But for a couple of my buyers, we went through like 3, 4, 5 homes before we got something under contract. I've got a listing going on the market this next week, so I'll let you know what the activity's like and if anything is softened. Hopefully not, because I'd love to crush this listing that I have. I apologize for all the crunching. I'm just super hungry. I ate some oatmeal before going live. I thought that would do it, but I'm still hungry. What's your take on Arcimoto? Love the CEO. Mark's great. Interviewed him a month ago or so. I love Arcimoto for commercial use. I think the last mile delivery stuff, emergency services, I think they could really excel in if they target government and delivery services, food delivery. I think that they could potentially, let's say, do a JV with I don't know, Uber or Grubhub. Is it going to be like commercially mainstream? I'm not sure. For me, doesn't get me excited about buying a three-wheeled electric vehicle, but that doesn't mean they won't be successful. So, yeah, I mean, if I was their VP of sales, I'd probably try and zero in on government, sales to governments, and last mile delivery. Austin or Tulsa? Well, seems like it's going to be Austin. I think it should be Austin. I'm of the opinion, for several reasons. The talent is probably, the diversity of talent is probably the most important reason why Tesla should pick Austin. You have a diverse talent pool. You've got blue collar, and you've got white collar. You've got software. You got every major tech company is in the Austin area. In fact, I was just talking with Vincent, and I told him that I could see Tesla either doing an HQ2, Nikola to the moon. Thank you for the super chat. I was just telling Vincent, though, on the phone earlier tonight that I could see Tesla doing an HQ2 in Austin, or just moving their entire headquarters to Austin. Maybe keeping software development in the Bay Area. Nikola, yeah. They're such a polarizing company. As if Tesla and Elon Musk aren't polarizing as well. But I think the challenge that I see with Nikola, there's a lot of talk about how they've made it and how they've moved the industry forward, but they haven't come out with a damn product yet. By the way, I'm from Austin, so I'd love to see my hometown win. But Nikola, back to Nikola, they need to make a product. It's starting to feel a lot like Fisker. A lot of hype, a lot of prototypes, a lot of renderings, but where's the real cars? Where's the production? Show me the money. When does Tesla stop selling cars to the public? That's a great question. I don't know. I'm not as bullish about people giving up their cars and just using Uber and Lyft, and I still think ownership of cars will be, at least here in America, I think will be common. Yeah, Trevor and Heavy D's video, a lot of fluff. As Gally said on one of his recent videos I watched last night, all sizzle, no steak. I think he was even talking about Nikola too. All sizzle, no steak. Yeah, Hyliion is on Hyliion. Yeah, I did see that they are based out of Austin. Looks interesting. I haven't looked into them yet. Solar in the U.S. so expensive? I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. Fisker and Nikola, the perfect couple. I will say something here. I see a lot of toxic comments about Nikola from Tesla supporters, and I think you can voice your skepticism and disagreement without being toxic and negative. And I just would encourage anyone who is a Tesla supporter to find tactful ways to voice the skepticism. I see a lot of just really, really sad comments, really negative comments Looks a lot like Tesla Q, in fact. Shouldn't Tesla raise 10 to 20 billion at current valuation? I think it depends on what they want to do. I mean, it certainly has crossed my mind. Like, do they raise? I mean, they're certainly in a really good position here, but they've got some factories that they need to start building. Do they have enough? Do they have enough cash to do that without raising capital or borrowing? They might. I'm so hungry, you guys. I'm sorry. I wouldn't normally eat and do that. After over, I'm going to bed. So trying to make the most of my time here. You're talking about HVAC for the house, right? That's got to be something long term. I mean, vehicles and energy storage, I think that has Tesla busy enough. It's like right up there with priorities next to vertical takeoff and landing, electric plane. Not important at this moment, for Tesla at least. I think the solar thing on the Cybertruck thing is really interesting. I do think it's possible. I mean, it's a large enough bed. You know, is it a pipe dream? Maybe. Yeah, the HVAC thing for homes. I see them getting into homes. I do. They're already doing solar. They're already doing car insurance, and I think it would be just a natural transition to insure the entire home. And they've got the software piece of it. They've got the heat pump, and you know, I mean, it's maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but I could see them getting into it when they need to sort of look for new revenue opportunities. I finished all my salsa, so, all right, what do we got here? 27 minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get some sleep. Thank you, by the way, for jumping on a Sunday/Monday. I really appreciate it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm gonna try to do one of these live streams once a week, just to kind of hop on and engage and interact, take questions. A little bit easier of a way to sort of do things in real time. When will we see the $25,000 Tesla? Probably not too far away, but I bet a lot of it has to do with costs. Glad you like the live streams. Thank you. A little bit more of a subdued Sean tonight. Sorry, not so much enthusiasm. I'm just so exhausted. Will Lucid go public? I don't know. They seem to be doing just fine as is. I'm excited about them though. They're like Rivian. They just like get stuff done behind the scenes. The Berlin battery thing, I want to say something about that. And I haven't looked into it deep enough. But could them nixing the battery production in Berlin be tied to the rumors of the Gigafactory in the UK? They seem to sort of coincide. I remember seeing some chatter about a Gigafactory in the UK. So, all right, half a minute more. energy and solar in the UK? I mean, maybe. I mean, it was just a thought I had in my head after reading that they had nixed the battery production facility in Berlin. So I think localized battery production is key. They got to do it in Europe. They got to do it local. Wherever they're manufacturing their vehicles, they need to also produce the batteries there for a whole host of reasons. Okay. Thank you. If you're new, please consider subscribing. If you're a regular, hit the like button. And I got some good stuff coming next week. I brought on a sponsor, and I'm excited to introduce the sponsor to you all. I took a lot of time making sure that I was picking someone who was relevant to the channel. And it's in line with some of my objectives for 2020 as well, for diving deep into some topics. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your Sunday or Monday or whatever day it is, wherever you're at.